Hello tragedies, welcome in a new short guide video. As you all know, I've played every possible branded variant and there's no stopping now. With this new support, we'll be testing every possible branded variant again, starting off today with the Springins variant. And what made me choose this variant especially, because if you're not locked of non-fusions from the extra and you could play a bunch of synchros, then you could play a bunch of Xyz monsters as well. And if you're able to play Xyz, then you're able to play quadra or triple Xyz monsters in the extra deck for the Springins engine. And your ace monster in this deck is going to be the Tri-Brigade Springins Kitt. This card is broken, and she's especially broken when she is at her home, which is a Springins deck. So basically, I'm going to showcase you what could a Gold Sea Golganda could do, and it doesn't have to be with the Tri-Brigade Springins Kitt in hand. It basically requires any Springins card at your hand. Springins Trap, Spell, Monster, that's all it takes, okay? You just need the field spell, and I'm going to showcase for you the true power of the Tri-Brigade Springins Kitt and the new rank 4 Xyz monster, which is crazy, okay? This is actually a branded Tri-Brigade, the branded Springins deck. So this still has a fusion deck, which means that this deck run branded fusion. But I'm not going to showcase you branded fusion lines. Heck no. We are going to showcase you the unknown part of the deck, the part that you will struggle if you play with it. You know, branded fusion is basic. If you open it, you open it. If you don't open it, you don't have to rely on it. Okay, so we're going for the difficult lines, the true lines, okay? Gold Sea Golganda. We're going to activate, discard the Tri-Brigade Springins Kitt, special summon the Merrymaker. Merrymaker is going to be sending you a Springins Brothers. Brothers is going to be special summoning the Tri-Brigade Springins Kitt, and from here you could attach the Springins Brothers to the Merrymaker to overlay Xyz Gigantic Champion Sargus, okay? Attach, then overlay Xyz Gigantic Champion Sargus. Sargus could search you for a Therian King Regulus Omni Negate, or it could search you for the quick play spell. I forgot its name. We'll check that out. Okay, there it is. The Tally Ho. Tally Ho could detach up to 3 materials from the Gigantic Champion Sargus, search and special summon up to 3 bodies at the same time. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, detach up to 2. Okay, search 1, and we're going to be special summoning the Springins Kitt plus another Springins body from the grave. Okay, special summon the Kitt, special summon the Brothers, and Kitt is broken. The Springins Kitt, that is. But would you search with the Springins Kitt, then return it back to the deck? That's not good, right? But with the Gigantic Champion Sargus on field, you make sure to search at Chainlink 1, return back with the Xyz at Chainlink 2. So watch this out. Search, then at Chainlink 2 we're going to chain the Gigantic Champion Sargus to pop or spin any card on the field. So Chainlink 1 Kitt to search, Chainlink 2 the Sargus to return the field spell, search with the Kitt, return the field spell. Okay, and what are we searching? We're searching for a branded in white, return the field spell, then going for the Gong Ho Springins. This basically is the second version of Ecclesia the Black Dragon. Okay, it could summon any Springins Tri-Brigade. No, it summons summon or add to the hand any Albaz monster, Springins monster, or Ethereum monster. This is crazy, okay? But you could only use one effect, the special summon from deck, that is, or the on summon effect. This card on summon could special summon a Captain Sargus from the deck, which is not good unless it's the only play left, right? So we're not using the effect on summon. We will wait and trigger the other effect on an open game state. Okay, so detach up to 2, detach 2, that is, not up to 2, you have to detach 2. So if you, with the Gold Sea Golganda field spell, go straight for the Gung Ho, the new Xyz monster with 1 material, you're not able to special summon. So we have to make this with a proper Xyz summoning, 2 rank 4 Springins monster to make this monster to be able to special summon from the deck. If you make it with the field spell, it's not going to be good because it's going to be special summoning a Captain Sargus from the deck, okay? But you make the Merrymaker to help you make this by making a Gigantic Champion Sargus which searches and special summon for you multiple bodies, okay? So this is the main strategy, okay? Now we special summon the Quem. Quem is going to be sending a Mercurial, okay? And now we could Spiloro Knight made with a 2 Xyz monsters. We don't need those monsters anymore, and we will banish the Mercurial to search for an Albaz monster, okay? Banish the Mercurial, trigger Quem to reborn Kitt. It's another body. We already activated Kitt, but look at how diverse this deck is. Look at how many pluses you are putting on your field. Like, this is crazy. You're going to be plussing so many in this deck. Like, I already play like 8 or 9 fusions in this deck, and I want to play less fusions. I want to play more synchros, more Xyz, because you plus in this deck like crazy. You special summon a lot, okay? And Mercurial is going to be searching for an Albaz monster, okay? Now we send a Albaz, the Fallen of White Dragon, to the graveyard, and now we go for Ecclesia of the Black Dragon. What could we possibly special summon? What is left? It's a Cortesia. We use everything but the Cortesia. We use Kitt, we use Quem, we use the Trappergate Bringing Kitt, or we will use actually the Trappergate Bringing Kitt now to reborn the Fallen of White we just sent with a Shrouded, okay? So I thought that we activated Trappergate Bringing Kitt, but we didn't activate Trappergate Bringing Kitt, keeping it on the field until we send a proper target. So what's worth noting that the Trappergate Bringing Kitt does not target, which means that the opponent cannot finger or target if you have multiple options to be special summoning out of this. So if you have like multiple options and they finger a body, you special summon the other one. So this is insane because it makes Quem summon on summon, you know. It makes Quem get you an Albaz from grave to be special summoning out of this. So you special summon Quem, send Trappergate Kitt to the graveyard, special summon Albaz monster non-target, then Quem will trigger again to reborn later. So it synergizes very well with Quem, okay? And with the Fallen and the Virtuous, you now have more targets to trigger Quem's second effect, because it sends a monster as a cost, and also the Branded High Spirit could trigger the Quem, and just this deck uses and abuses the Trappergate Bringing Kitt, and also the Bringing Kitt, and also the Quem. So those are the main 3 cards that you want to keep looping in order to have a proper grind game with a Spring's deck that ran an actual Xyz and Synchros and even Links and the extra deck. This is crazy, guys. Okay, now Fallen of White, special summon Ecclesia is going to special summon Golden Sword Soul, and now we Tiny Berserker, because bro, like, why not? I have a space issue on my field. Like, I want to clear as many bodies as possible because I still haven't used the Bystial, I still haven't used the Branded in White. The Ecclesia the Black Dragon is going to be returning back to the field at the end phase. So you want to play more Xyz and Synchros in this deck because you want to make advantage with those bodies, okay? And now we're going to be special summon the Cortesia. Cortesia is going to be a duo with the Albaz on field. Fusion summon into an Albion into a Grangwignol. Grangwignol is going to be sending a Bystial Lubellion to the grave as the Golden Sword Soul summon the Quem for a next turn, okay? Send the Saronir send the Lubellion triggers, set the Branded Regained, and now Branded in White is going to be special summoning a Mirror Jade, okay? Trigger the Branded Regained, draw a card. So I'm not going. I could have used the Bystial to extend with the Speeder. I could have actually cleared space to special summon this, or at least attempt to not summon Quem to summon the King Regulus. But honestly, I just wanted to keep it as just 1.5 card combo. Like, it's just a field spell and Trappergate Bringing Kitt, nothing more. And this is the end board. You have Albion in grave will trigger, you have Grangwignol to be triggering at the next turn, Ecclesia is a recursion, this is actually a recursion for a next turn. This is actually could be used as a disruption, so this actually has a graveyard effect, and it states that if this card is in the graveyard except the turn it was sent, you could target an Xyz monster on the field, banish, detach a material from Xyz monster on the field, and if you do, add this card from graveyard to your hand. So basically, target the detonator, detach a material from the detonator, and you get to choose the material you're detaching. So detach a material from the detonator or the any Xyz monster, basically any Xyz monster on the field, detach one material, recover this again to be used. So this is actually crazy. And also you have the brand regained, which is a huge recursion for the next turn. You also have the Ecclesia Black Dragon, which is huge plays. This banishes, this special summon, this banish. So we have 3 banishes, and we also have a Cartesia or an Albaz play if we want. So we also have Albion has not activated yet to set Brand Spell or Trap. You could set the Fallen and the Virtuous. You could set the Retribution. But in my opinion, I would recommend in this line to set the Retribution. Why? Why not red? Why not Banishment like before? You still play red and Banishment, and you could set them if you want, but with this new support, you could do your fusion plays with the setup you make in your monster zone. So this is a fusion play, the Ecclesia Black Dragon, the fusion play. The Quem will be triggering to extend more and make more even fusions in this turn. The SB Little Knight wants it banishes yourself, it will clear space. The Ecclesia Black Dragon, it will clear space, and you will have more plays on the opponent's turn to make fusion summon. So we'll keep adjust the Albion to disrupt the opponent directly, you know. You don't have to set the banishment which dies to a Call by the Grave or a Bystial. You would want to set a Retribution, special summon negate. It also reset your fusions to the extra. You could set Fallen and the Virtuous. You just want a ready disruption to be used as soon as possible. There's a threat. And yeah, like, you don't have to rely on Albion set your Brand Spell Trap to make fusion plays. You could make fusion plays with your monsters and just keep the back row to disrupt the opponent if it's necessary. Okay, so what happens if we add a single Bystial, just a Saronir? I'll just add the Saronir beside the Tribrigade Springing Kitt and the Golganda. And what happens when you have a Saronir which is at 3 in every format? You could easily hard draw a Saronir. So we're figuring that out next. And what you're about to witness in this line will open your mind to realize that the prophecy of Branded is just started, you know. This is just the beginning. You will see Branded merges with literally every deck that could run Synchros next season. Like, it's going to be crazy how many players will play Branded engines in their decks, you know, to make Synchro plays and maybe make a Grand Wignol into Disbian Lulu in the opponent's turn. Maybe play a Mirror Jade and a Rembrandt package in the extra. Why not? Especially if this support comes to Master Duel while Anaconda is there. So let's see what could a single Bystial Saronir do with the Golganda and the Tribrigade Springing Kitt. Now we will, same as the previous, just special summon the Merrymaker, send brothers, resummon the Springing Kitt, as the brothers also attach themselves to the Merrymaker. We want to make sure that when we overlay into Gigantic Shimmering Sargas, it has at least 2 materials to make more bodies on the field, okay? Overlay, search, tally ho, detach 2, search 1, special summon 2, and now we could go for the Gung Ho Xyz Springings. Let's go. But before we make this, we want to search with the Kitt, return at Shinling 2 with the Gigantic Champion Sargas to keep the Bystial in our hand. You don't want to return your Bystial, okay? We want the Bystial because we also play Despair in this deck. Why not? Okay? Return the field spell, and now Gung Ho. We haven't used the Bystial yet because we want Quem. And now we have the Quem, okay? Quem is going to be sending to the graveyard a Mercurial. We're going to be banishing that Mercurial with the Saronir. Mercurial is going to be searching a Shard Dragon. Shard Dragon is going to be sending a Fallen Bite. Now we SB Little Knight to trigger the Quem to be special summoning the Fallen of White. You want to make sure also that in this deck especially, you don't attempt to special summon the Fallen of White from hand because it has a huge lock. Even though you benefit from sending from your exit to the grave, it will block your Springings play. It will block your Synchro plays other than the Ecclesia Synchro. So if you have more plays to make, okay, then you probably want to special summon this from grave, for example, with Quem, or special summon this off of an Ecclesia, okay? So don't special summon this from hand unless you're desperate, you know? So we SB Little Knight, trigger the Quem, reborn the Fallen of White. Fallen of White is going to special summon the Ecclesia. Ecclesia is going to be jumping to special summon a Golden Sword Soul. And now we could actually make a Ecclesia the Black Dragon. And also we're going to be triggering the Tri-Brigade Spring and Skid to reborn the Ecclesia again, okay? See how many bodies have we plus so far? We haven't even started yet. This beater is going to be plus again, okay? And Saronir is going to be sending a Libellion. This beater summon the Mercury onto the field. The Ecclesia Synchro is going to be special summoning a Cartesia, and now we Bystial Libellion, set the branded regained, and Cartesia fuse with the Albaz, Albion, Grand Wignall, trigger, send from extra, draw a card, send a Iron Dash. Why would you send an Iron Dash? Well, let's assume that we haven't opened this, we haven't hard draw this. This combo is basically draw 2. Draw 1 with the Shrouded, draw 1 with the Regained, and we drew into a Therian King Regulus. And since I was showcasing just 3 cards combo, not counting the random draws, so I'm not setting up a place for the Therian King Regulus, okay? But otherwise, if we hard draw this in the middle of this line, we would want to send an Iron Dash to the grave because it's a machine. So we make this live, equip the Iron Dash to have an Omni Negate, and when you negate with the Therian, you send the Iron Dash to trigger at the next turn. So the Iron Dash is basically follow up for the next turn, okay? And now we make our Mirror Jade, and because we have so many options here, we could give up on the Mercurial monster negate, because we could just simply reborn the Mercurial next turn with the Ecclesia Black Dragon, who cares? And let's make a Draco Berserker at this point, you know. You could play any generic level 8 Synchro to make benefit of the bodies. You don't have to play a specific monsters, okay? You could just play also the rank 4 Xyz monsters, okay? You just want to make benefit of the spam of special summoning level 4 on your field, okay? In this deck, you spam special summon level 4s, tuners and non-tuners. You just summon level 4, you don't care. You special summon like 10 times a level 4 monsters among his tuners and non-tuners to make synchros and Xyz, okay? So now the end phase, Ecclesia return back to the field. The Albion is going to be setting for you a Retribution. Retribution is a monster negate, so you could basically banish with Mirror Jade, return the Mirror Jade to the extra, summon Mirror Jade again. We also have this could reborn the Mercurial. This is a banish. This could summon Lulu if you play Lulu. If it doesn't play Lulu, you could summon Quem. If you don't play Quem, then who cares? Just keep it on the field. We also have the Despair is going to be reborn for a monster negate or pop. You have the SB Little Knight banish. This will jump off the field. This will jump off the field. Your field is going to be having more space, so you will make other fusion blades if you want to. So we'll showcase you a random hand. I will just pick the first hand that I draw, and we'll just showcase the line for you. Just to let you know what should you do if you don't open the Gold Sea Golganda field spell. Okay, let's hop into this. So this hand is interesting because it's a 1-card combo Ecclesia, and you would like to go for the Ecclesia Synchro to make your fusion plays, right? But in this scenario it's different. We're going for the Ecclesia Synchro to go for the Xyz Blaze. Let's hop into this, and we're going to be using the Ecclesia to summon a Fallen of White. Fallen of White summon the Ecclesia from grave, and we go for the Ecclesia Synchro, jump off the field, summon is bringing Kitt, because we want to make the Tri-Brigade bringing Kitt live because he's fucking broken, mate. And also summon a Branded White. If this gets ashed, who cares if any of the other effects gets ashed, except the Ecclesia, of course, because it's so huge. I mean, this card is ash worthy right now, whether it's a Sword Soul or Branded. It's just crazy. But you could also make this play if you have opened a Tri-Brigade Spring and Skid and a Spring and Skid. You start with the Spring and Skid. If the opponent Imperm or Ash, you follow up, special summon the Tri-Brigade Spring and Skid, then go for the rank 4 Xyz, you know, follow up from there. You're not dead, you only just begun, you know. So I search for a Branded White and summon the Tri-Brigade Spring and Skid to go for the Gun-Ho Springins, summon a Quem from the deck. But this is interesting because we're detaching the Tribrigade Brigand's Kitt as a material to special summon from deck a Quem, and the Quem and the Tribrigade Brigand's Kitt is going to be triggering at that same chain. So what is the correct play if they're being chained at the same chain? You Tribrigade Brigand's Kitt chainlink 1, Quem at chainlink 2, because this want to special summon from grave non-target. So you activate this first, making sure that Quem at the highest chain link to send you the monster that you want to special summon from grave. So whatever we send with the Quem is going to be special summoned onto the field right here, right now. Cannot be Bystial, cannot be fingered, because it being sent to the grave and special summoned at the same moment, at the same chain. It doesn't even stay at the grave, okay? So we're going to be sending a Cartesia to the grave and instantly reborn the Cartesia, and now we banish the Fallen of White. Why we didn't say Mercurior? Because we have this play which is even better than the Mercurior. We would want to banish the Mercurior with a Bystial, so you could send Mercurior to banish with Bystial, okay? It's easy, it's basic, but why would I banish the Mercurior when I could summon an Axis Cartesia and have Quem's second effect later to be used? So we're just climbing at this point, okay? We banish to summon the Magnamod, and now we make this pair, okay? And leave it, we haven't used Quem's second effect yet, so we're summoning that Cartesia because we want Cartesia to fusion summon, but I'm not going to fuse with Cartesia alone, heck no, we want an Albaz, and we banish the Albaz exactly for this. Summon the Albaz from banishment, and now you could make the play with Cartesia, but first you want to overlay Xyz Gigantic Champion Sargus at the extra monster zone, clear up more space, and now there is no point of searching the Tally Ho. You could simply search for the Therian King Regulus at this point. Search, and now because we searched this and we want actually to set up our Omni Negate, you want to check your graveyard if you have a machine monster, because this requires a machine monster to be equipped to it in order to special summon, and we don't have a machine monster. Do we have access to get a machine monster in the grave? Heck yeah. Cartesia, fusion summon into an Albion, Albion into a Gramigno. Gramigno is going to be dumping a Iron Dash to the grave and the Therian King Regulus, equipping the Iron Dash into the back row, and the Iron Dash is going to be a follow-up or a disruption at the next turn, okay? Because when we Omni Negate at the next turn, we send the Iron Dash to the grave, and Iron Dash is going to trigger the end phase to summon Albaz, make a Stigmata Dragon or a Mirror Jet if we haven't made Mirror Jet yet on the next turn, or just a follow-up. So afterwards we make an SB Knight to clear up more space, because the Ecclesia, the Black Dragon, is going to be returning back to the field at the end phase. So you want to make sure that you have calculated your line properly to have one monster slot free, because believe me, branded fellows, after the new support comes, your first problem is not going to be you are breaking with the deck. It's going to be you don't know how to play the deck, because there is so much plays and there is so much options that you will be lost among all of them. So your least problems is going to be losing with the deck due to the bricks. It's going to be losing to yourselves, because you don't know what to do when there's so many options. And decks like, or branded variants like branded Synchro or branded Springids is the perfect variant to test and figure out, discover new lines, and you know, practice your brain to figure out the out, and you know, struggle and improvise in the gameplay itself, not just a typical plays that you have memorized from guides or people. You know, you have to have your own sense of judgment, bro. Okay, now we branded in white into a Mirror Jade, and we could from here trigger the Albion Engrave. Albion is going to set for you a branded Spirit Trap, going to set Fallen and Virtuous. The Quem is going to be reborning an Albaz monster once we use the Mirror Jet to banish. The Ecclesia of the Black Dragon is going to be returning to the field at the end phase, and that's why we keep a free monster slot for her. The SB is going to banish. The Therian King is going to negate anything. The Iron Dash is going to have an Albaz play at the end phase. these beaters can gate, can pop. The Ecclesia Black Dragon could summon Cortesia to fuse. You have so many disruptions. You could arguably say that any line that is a Golganda field spell plus a Springins or double Springins body into the Gun-Ho Springins, any line would be ending on at least 7 to 9 disruptions, at least, arguably, okay? So that was it for today. Thank you for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think about this variant, and if there's another branded mix you would like to see next. I've got plenty more to test, and your ideas might be the next one I build a guide for. So thanks for watching again, and see you next